would the film show after review?
Did a lot of good things. I liked our activity. We executed a few things. Took some off-balance shots that need to be corrected. Had some bad turnovers late. Obviously, the free throws have to improve, but a lot of good things. Guys moved the ball at times really well. Got out in transition. Defensive transition, we gave up too many easy threes in defensive transition. But for the first game, I thought a lot of positives.
What's the latest on Jackson?
He's still out. I'm not sure exactly what the timetable is on that, but he definitely will not play tomorrow night.
Hopeful that it'll be a matter of weeks, not months, sort of thing with him.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's very reasonable to say. But, like I said, we'll be very conservative. I won't be. The doctors and the trainers will be very conservative and let me know when he's ready to go. But it'll be at least another week.
Did Dante come through okay? And what was kind of the decision during that game of extending him out to probably a few more minutes?
Well, I said we were going to play him 10 to 15, but all along we were 20 to 25 was the max. I went over that a couple minutes, but no, he's a little sore, and he, I don't know if you remember, he took a fall in the first half, kind of an awkward fall, and, tweaked a hammy a little bit, and, I think he's okay, but, he didn't practice yesterday, moved around a little bit today, so we'll see how he feels tomorrow.
After last season's experience with the injuries, Dana, I'm sure as frustrating as that was, you start off with one to Jackson and other guys have banged up a little here and there. Any guys look into anything in the offseason about, was there a rhyme or reason to any of it? Were you just the unluckiest program in the country to have all this repeat itself? Or?
Well, we've actually practiced a little less. We've trained a little more, in the weight room and that. Haven't changed much. So I don't know. We've evaluated everything we have done as far as length of time in practice, number of practices. Nothing's been increased. In fact, if anything, it's been decreased. The amount of live stuff we have done is gone down. Just simply, trying to keep everybody healthy.
Was there anything that sort of surprised you that the team was able to do on Monday?
Not really. I thought kind of went the way we wanted to. I was really pleased, though, with, the plus number on the rebounds, 21, 22, and, our deflection numbers were really good. So our activity was good on both the boards and our active hands, getting some deflections, getting some hands-on balls. So those two things were very pleasing.
With free throws, do you just increase volume? Do you try to create some pressure scenarios in practice? What's the best way to address that?
We had a little pressure game here that we had today, and have had the guys shooting them. But Dante was just tired, but the other guys I was a little disappointed in because those guards had been shooting them pretty good in practice and that. So that was probably the surprising end of it.
What do you make of Jesse's performance in that first game?
I'm sorry?
What did you make of Jesse's performance?
I had some bad turnovers late, but I thought he'd really tried to guard. Had a couple good looks that didn't go down. But defensively, he was good. And until late, he had 3 turnovers there in the last 6 minutes. And until then, I thought he handled it okay.
Since to play at home, just what energy you're hoping to have in the gym, and
well,
kind of what
so. Guys are excited about playing here. First home game. They're excited to get home and play, and sure hope the students and get a good crowd and get a little energy in the building.
Anything you're looking for besides less turnovers and better free throws, but anything else you're looking for specifically in this one?
Well, we do have to execute better. We wasted some possessions that I'd like to have back. So, you just want to get a little bit better. You want to execute a little bit better. Got to have more communication defensively. There's some switches that we had were really clean and really good, and we had a few that weren't so sharp. So, just continue to improve our execution, improve our communication, especially on the defensive end. Everybody's got to rebound. Everybody's got to defend. I thought guys all tried to do that. Really thought our bench gave us productive minutes. Bam and Cario and Mo. Obviously, Brennan had a really good game. So, I thought our bench did a pretty good job.
What stands out about Montana? Well, one game, but what stands out about Montana so far?
Well, they got a couple guys. They got 3 starters back. One's up for Player of the Year, All-Conference player last year. So, they can get that 3 going, which is always dangerous. But no, they'll be a handful. They'll do a good job executing their stuff. Again, any team that can shoot the 3, always got to be a little wary of them because they can get it going.
Was it encouraging to see what Brennan could do on the offensive end now that he's kind of got those ankle injuries behind him?
Well, don't jinx him like that, will you? Jesus. You know any better than that? But, no, he really had a rough year last year. I felt so bad for him. He, first in Canada, and then we had a close scrimmage against Boise State, and then he was out until December, and so he just had a tough year. But no, he kind of showed what we have seen in practice before he got injured a year ago, and what he's done in the preseason this year. What he showed us in the game wasn't surprising because that's what he'd been giving us. So I'm happy for him, and he's worked hard. He's put a lot of extra time in with Coach McKenna, shooting the ball and getting a little more confidence in that. So no, he graded out very high, both offensively and defensively.
You said you had 40 deflections in the game. What's kind of your target number, and just what's a good number for deflections?
Usually 40 is our number. That's just kind of a number that over the years, tells us we're pretty active. So we hit it right on the number, but that is kind of the number that we look for, 40 deflections in a ball game.
Is it pretty common to do that this early in the season for you guys, or is that something that?
No, it's not pretty common for us to do it. It's a goal. There's usually a handful of games we get there during the season. There's been some years when some of our better defensive teams got more than that. In 19, we really got active late and had maybe an 8-game stretch there where we had 40-some each game. So, it varies, but 40's always been a pretty good number for us. If the guys are active and you get 5 guys, getting active. Nate had 7 in 20 minutes, so his activity was very good.
Kind of lumping in that other wing position, what did you make of the starting backcourt's play as well as their chemistry on the floor together?
Our backcourt? Yeah. Well, Key took some off-balance shots. Jesse's shot selection was okay. They just didn't go in. I thought Key, was off balance on a few, and we talked about that. Jermaine really had a good second half. He had a little foul trouble the first half, but he had 2, going to the rim, and then the second half when he went to the rim, really looked good doing it, whether it was to finish himself or he made a couple of really nice plays. 2 turnovers he had were both trying to make plays, that were there. He just misread them. The pass wasn't on the money, but they were the right plays. So, no, I thought Jermaine, offensively that second half when he was going to the goal was pretty effective.
You guys announced 2 signings, Ibby and Dez. Just your thoughts on each of them?
Well, I like their athleticism. We wanted to get a little more length, a little more athleticism. Both those guys are really good athletes, 6'9" and 6'6", 6'7", long. So I think it'll improve our athleticism. They both have reputations of really hard workers, which is always good. So, no, I'm excited about both of them. Ibby's going to take a little longer just from a growth perspective, but, I'll be, when we talk about young men from Mali, my experience, I love Dante and what he's gone through and keeps fighting. And, everybody on campus loves him. Everybody in the athletic department loves him. He's just a heck of a kid. And now Mo is a great kid. And so if Ibby's anything like them, and we believe he is. Everybody we've talked to, just talks about what a great kid, how hard he works, and that's those guys that are here for a purpose. He's here for an education, and just here to work. When you leave your home country, you leave your family, you leave everything behind, and you go try to make something happen. You're usually all in, and Dante sure has been. Mo. And we're hoping Ibby will give us the same thing. And Dez comes from a very good junior college program, one that we're familiar with at Southwest, and love his athleticism, love his length, and plays pretty hard, really good defender, really good high school player. So his high school coach back in Louisville loves him. So we're pretty excited about him.
Is there something more like in the JUCO area? It's like 4 or 5 years now in a row you guys have gone to the JUCO route. Is there something that you'd like that just translates right away?
I always have. I'm an old JUCO guy, and let's see, we've had Elgin, that worked out pretty good. Boucher worked out pretty good. Huerte worked out pretty good. Brennan's working out good. I like Bam. He's getting a feel for it. So, I've always been a big fan. I tell you, and they appreciate everything. Those guys, the junior college route is not glamorous. You're in a van all the time and eating McDonald's all the time, and you come here and you get chartered flights and you eat a little better than that, and those guys appreciate it, and and they want to be here. And, that's something I always get excited about. Dez wanted to commit early. Bam last year. This is where I want to be. Elgin back in the day, Boucher, they wanted to be here. And then they worked their tails off when they got here. So, and same way with Brennan. He's been great. So, again, that's personal preference, but we've had great success with those guys. They've, have done a great job. Elgin for 3 years, Boucher his 2 years, Huerte his 2. I'm missing a few of them, but those 3 really stand out because they got so much done for us. But Jaleel and going back, we've had a lot of good ones here.
With all the injuries, how big is it to have Jermaine and Key on the floor, at the start of the season to bring some experience, but also some continuity from season?
Oh, without a doubt. You could kind of tell in that first game I just was more comfortable with guys, that had been here. I played, the 5 returners quite a bit. And so, it's just a comfort level. It just takes a while for the other guys to know what we're doing and how we want to play. But again, the bench graded out really high. Mo, Cario, Bam, and let's see, Bam and Folly graded out the highest defensively. So Bam gave us good minutes there, and in Folly's, because of his rebounding, Dante had a great game. 9 for 11 on blockouts. His defensive numbers were really good. And like I said, if he'd hit a few free throws there, he'd have been unbelievable. But those guys did a good job. Mo, Cario, Bam, and then Brennan played good, and KJ played good off the bench. KJ had a good game. So our bench did a great job.